A pleasant afternoon and welcome inside Adelard Arena here in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And once again, it is Northeast Pac Hockey League action as the RI St. M's U16 side take on the Long Island Gulls. Matchups alongside Harrison Prey as we get set to start on a full action-packed week of hockey. For the Saint side, it's going to be 2 games today. There's going to be 2 games tomorrow and 2 games on Sunday. It's 6 games overall in the week, all for Mount. Grady Peterson in net, the Calgary, Alberta native, gets the start for the Saints today. White with the red and blue trim for the RI Saints. Red with the white and blue trim for the Long Island Gulls, and we're underway here in the first period of action, and right away quickly a shot and a save opportunity as Jackson Vates along with the 22 of Tegan Ingwerson trying to get things started early on. Nico Bromley on the faceoff there, gets that one kicked back to Bolduc. Bolduc has it pushed off a little bit by Argenta. Kicked down into the corner, boards, they'll try to wrap it around. Chevrier cannot get that one out of the zone to a teammate. He was looking for DeFeo, and it's going to be Mount picking this one up. Saints will turn this one around. That's the 22 of Tegan Ingwerson. Ingwerson slings that around and down for an icing. Will create a stoppage of play. But right away here in the first minute of the game, 2 offensive zone opportunities for the Saints.
Coming back into it, last week they lost to Boston Hockey Academy at first, but then the following day able to get back with a win. So should be interesting to see what happens here today.
Perler along with McKinnon in the drawback positions here for the Gulls. McKinnon got a handle on that one. Kicked it down into the corner. A little foggy glass as Orlovsky tries to work that one around. Saints take it away. Coming out of the zone opportunity here to set things up. Matt Tardy down deep. Swings that one around for Jacob Rhino. Rhino drops it in the opposite corner for Crayer. 21 is Dylan Crayer. We'll see Matt Crayer, his brother, during the season as well too. This one horseshoed around. Rhino trying to get a pickup here. McKinnon's going to work that one forward for the Gulls, and offside is called as McKinnon tried to go left to right side boards, and Appadancio a little off.
Yeah, just a little bit too far ahead of the puck before he crossed the blue line, but so far for the Saints, St. M's, they've shown some really good promise so far. Already gotten some opportunities, have already gotten some shots on goal, so far so good.
Pollard against Tab, and Tab's going to get thrown out of the circle. So it ends up being the 7 of Tristan Hagerman. Takes that face-off, won by the Gulls. Pulled back, Pollard again. Davey right across the center of Pollard, knocked that one off. Hagerman an opportunity to bring it into the zone. Lissia now here for the Gulls. Holds up in his own blue line. Pollard goes flying as Hagerman took him out of the play. Griffin Davey trying to work one around. Nowhere for him to go. Bottled up on the backside. Ryan Hornberger gets bumped right by the Mount bench. And they are going to call a penalty on Cam Tab for hooking.
Big opportunity here for the LI Gulls. Already with their first power play of the game, and whenever you get these power plays, you want to take advantage of them and quick, because you don't get too many of them.
Cam Tab, the Wilbraham, Massachusetts native, will sit in the sin bin for 2 minutes and think about his transgressions, and it sets the Gulls up with the first power play opportunity of the day. McKinnon slots that one across. Back to McKinnon at the point. Nowhere for him to go. Good defense from Cryer. Anderson, save made underneath. It scooted under the 5-hole and wide as Grady Peterson got caught out for a second. Anderson tries to line up again. 3 white jerseys right in front in a defensive stop as Bolduc takes out a Gulls player and allows Peterson to make the save.
Great job by Peterson in this portion of the penalty kill. There's a lot of traffic. It can be really tough on power plays. You know you're going to be, facing a lot of, bullets in the battlefield. So, good job by Peterson that time to stand strong and get the save.
We're going to take the face-off outside of the blue line after all the little fisticuffs that occurred. DeFeo moves that one for Argentina. Cross side, Pollard tries to wrap this one around, looking once again for DeFeo. DeFeo and Petruso combined with each other. And a whistle and a stoppage of play, and I think it was a high stick signal that I saw for the referee. So they'll put the face-off in the circle to the right-hand side of Peterson.
We just got a minute left on the power play for the Gulls. See what they can stir up at this point in the game.
14 left to go here in the first period of play. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon on Fans Only Sports Network. That's going to get behind in a score. With 49 seconds left, a power play goal for the Gulls. And a 1-0 lead in this game as it came right off the stick of the number 4, Orlovsky.
Way to follow the puck all the way through. I mean, we were just talking about the opportunities for the Long Island Gulls to really pounce on them when they can. They're able to get the power play, and Orlovsky able to just cash in and get the right bounce that they needed. And there we go, 1-0 Gulls.
Argentina versus Cryer in the center circle, and the Gulls win this one. Talking with Mount head coach Cody Wild before the game, and there's a shot right back and a second score. And to what I was about to allude to, the U16 head coach Cody Wild before this game, talking with him, and he was mentioning about how this LA Gulls team was one of the dangerous ones in the Northeast Pack this season. They were going to really have to be on their A game to be able to make sure they take care of business. Anderson has now put the Gulls up 2-0 here early still in this first period of play. Malachi McKinnon sends that one to the sideboards. Good bump from the 20 of Chris Pallone. Bounces in front of Caleri. Giacomo Caleri works on the backside there. Nowhere for him to go. Mount stuck on a high press from the Gulls. Wimberg, Orlovsky. That one got through and blocker patted up into the air by Peterson. Corner again. It'll bounce through the neutral zone. Orlovsky tries to dance through with that one. Lucia through the middle. And the Saints doing a good job. Oh, point blank score. George from the top of the circle, just point blank, shot that one right past Peterson. It's 3-0 Gulls.
And the Gulls are just not quitting right now. They're putting the foot on the gas pedal, and really just after that power play goal, another quick second goal, and then George able to cash in with another goal. Just unbelievable, and they're clearly showing how dominant they can be.
Not even halfway through this first period of play. Just 5 minutes relatively in. We're 4.5 into this first period, and already a 3-0 scoreline for the Gulls. Hagerman looked at Davey, tries to go around the backside boards, maybe looking for Duguay on the opposite side. Gulls steal this one, take it away. Zabidia got tripped up and off sides. Doubleheader action here on Fans Sports Network today, about 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Game 2 on the U18 side as the Saints take on these very same LI Gulls. Tomorrow we'll see BK Selects and then close it off on Sunday. 3 games on Sunday. Vates, opposite side as he looked to try to swing that one out. Hornberger down the side boards. Hornberger got run out of the play. Popped back for Andrew Niner. Nowhere for Niner to go. Jackson Vates is going to get this one. Nico Bromley on side. Bromley taken out of the play by Samper. Anderson on the opposite side now for the Gulls. Anderson looked for DeFeo, instead hit the backside of a cannon, and a hard shot from Ingwerson. Got a piece of the Gulls keeper and up into the net for a stoppage of play.
How about this start from the Long Island Gulls to start? I mean, just goal after goal, and each one just in a matter of seconds, and they're really coming in on the road, making a statement here in these first 5 or 6 minutes or so.
McKinnon, Orlowski, Cryer now here for the Saints. Bolduc, and that one was wide. Karam's off of the boards, kick back out for Dom Soma. Soma's going to try to flick that one back in, gets it around Petruso. George chases that one to the corner. Big hit on George there from Matty Tardy. Orlowski, save made by Peterson. Wrapped around the backside. Wittenbach tried to get a handle on it, could not. Carried out of the zone by Cryer. Cryer gets only as far as the red line before Orlowski stops Cryer in his tracks. Picked up by Tardy and flicked down deep. Saints will be able to go for a line change here. Fresh legs on the ice minus Matt Tardy. Cam Tabb sends that one back into the corner, looking there for Rhino. Rhino had it peeled off of his stick by the many times aforementioned Anderson, and Orlowski throws it down. Liscio, and that's going to go up into the seats on the opposite side of the rink. And a stoppage of play with 9:54 remaining. All right, St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network, brought to you by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop, and by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. Face-off won by Duguay and the Saints as they will kick this one around. Works with Ace Bond. Davey poked that one forward. Off of the edge of the stick of Bond. Chased by Duguay. Duguay in a little bit of a battle. Gets some help from Tabb. Cam Tabb alongside the 9 of Ace Bond and the 8 of Elliot Duguay, all caught in that press again from the Gulls defense. Pollard chases out to the opposite side, skips past him, skips past the 11, and all the way down. And will be scooped up on a cross play from the 7 of Hagerman.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it not too long ago, Matt. Not even halfway through the period, Long Island Gulls with 3 scores on the board, and you know it's a big hole right now for this Rhode Island St. M's right now. But you just gotta put it behind you and move on to the next play.
Niner saves that one at the blue line, sends it in, and it'll get frozen to the ice. So we'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off at the 9-minute mark.
Yeah, if they can just focus on winning the face-off and really just control the puck at this point and get something going. I mean, it's a lot to ask when you're down at this point in the game.
Caleri battles in the deep side corner with Joey Andriozzi. DeFeo pulls that one out, and it gets carried all the way back. Opportunity here for the Gulls as they try to set things up offensively. Anderson on one side, Perler on the opposite side. Perler calling for it, does not get through the 94 bounce back play, and a high shot from Gugino. Perler. Serrata has entered into things. Anderson and getting hauled down. Not smartly there by Chris Pallone. And are they going to call? They're going to call it on the Gulls. So Pallone's knockdown was because of a errant fist / arm from Gugino. 2-minute penalty for roughing and power play Saints.
Big opportunity for the Saints. You're just talking about anything to stir up some momentum now, and getting a power play at this point on Gugino is just something that they're definitely going to have to take advantage of, see if they can control the puck at this point.
I was expecting to see a hooking or interference call getting made there. Instead, it was a roughing call. Jake Rhino out there as he works with Tardy. Bond, it comes across him at the blue line right in front for Tardy. Back for Elliott Duguay. Cross for Bond. Bond finds one sitting on the doorstep. Tardy pushing at it, and it's underneath. As Crayer goes tumbling down in extracurriculars after the whistle. But a couple of good opportunities there for the Saints to try to get something on the board as we've crossed the halfway mark in this first period. 1:24 remaining on the man advantage. Round for Bond. Duguay held his stick for a moment. Duguay fires one. That one caroms off of the pads. Back once again for Rhino. Rhino pushes that along for Duguay. Corner boards again as they horseshoe it all the way around. Back up for Bond right at the blue line. McKinnon will push it, and Duguay will chase for the Saints. 56 seconds left to go here in the man advantage as we play with 7 left to go in this first period of play. Crayer sneaking his way through the neutral zone off to Duguay on the side. Tic-tac-toe play and a kick save. We'll push that one out. Still 38 seconds. Perler has Anderson trailing with him. Perler tries to go all the way, rubbed out of the boards right by the Zamboni doors. Bond picks that one up. Quick side pass for Jackson Bates. Onside for Ingwerson. Ingwerson lost his handle on it as Anderson pushes him to the corner. 20 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Back for Bolduc. Bolduc, errant pass past Soma. Soma chases it back for Crayer. Check that. My apologies for Jackson Bates as the period will tick down to 6:15 left to go here, and the penalty will come to an end. Bates, good hit along the backside boards. Bromley gets the little kick out. Nico Bromley will bring that one around back for Soma at the blue line. Soma lost a handle on it between his legs, and they're going to call the errant play from the Saints.
Yeah, a lot of missed opportunities once again. I believe it was a 2-on-1 at one point. Tegan Ingwerson had the puck and it just lost track of it. Another couple of errant passes like we've seen, and just puck movement has not been what they've wanted to.
5 and change left to go here in the first. Because we are in Northeast Pack play and the amount of games on this schedule, we will not have an intermission after the end of this first period, so we are going to get about a minute and a half break or so in between the first and the second. They will cut the ice, i.e. bring the Zamboni out in between the second and third periods. So we will have a short commercial break at the end of this period before the second period of play. Bolduc as that one caroms up into the stands and found itself in the hands of some of the parents standing up here along the backside rail.
Power play opportunity missed for the St. M's, and you just hope that once they get the puck again and hopefully to win this face-off, they can just create some momentum and some control with the puck, because they haven't been able to execute in that area.
Kreyer for Hornberger. Hornberger tried to send that one in, pushed out by the Gulls. Wittenbach tried to get that one off. Did not. Pushed back for Gagino. Back for Wittenbach in the corner. Orlovsky trying to flick maybe for McKinnon. Wittenbach. Drop back play. Through traffic, kicked aside by Peterson. Gagino. On the cross, Orlovsky. Looked for McKinnon. Duguay got in the way of that defensively. Took it off the boot. Wittenbach looks, holds right off of Peterson's shoulder. Back to the blue line. Orlovsky looking again. Wittenbach fires, and the stick save from Peterson puts it up into the net.
And I tell you what, right now, I mean, Grady Peterson is, he's taking a lot of shots right now, and even there was, I believe it was Dom Sama, the defenseman, that was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. He tripped, and that was, or actually, I don't even know if it was Sama. I think it was actually Anderuzzi. Yep, he was on the last line, and he just wasn't in the right place at the right time to be able to defend these shots. So
Jackson Vates out there defensively with Nico Bromley and Tegan Ingwerson as the Saints are looking to try to push this one out. They are a little caught as Anderson flicks one again right off of Peterson's shoulder. Ingwerson, far side. Nowhere for him to go. Caught up right in front of the door to the Mount bench. Switches sides of the ice for Soma. Soma and Vates connect, and that one comes in across the blue line. Immediately, strong blue line defense from the Gulls. DeFeo tried to bring it across. Knocked out by Soma. Back for Anderson. Big hit from Vates on Pollard. Sends him bouncing over the boards. Back for George. Flicked all the way down. Easy stick aside. George once again. And able to see that one through is Peterson for the stoppage of play.
Seemed there for a moment that Rhode Island Saints were approaching their offensive zone, but it got stopped right away because I'm not sure who it was, but an LI Gulls player came in and gave a big shot and stripped the puck away from the Rhode Island St. M's. So it's just another part of the LI Gulls' game where they're out physicaling the Saints right now, and it's really showing out in full display.
2 and change left to play here in the first period of play. If you tuned in late, Long Island Gulls, 3 goals in the first 5 minutes of the period. Melt, for all things being, has shut them down since. After those 3 goals in the first 5, they have not allowed anything in since then. The Saints have had a couple of good opportunities on their side, but still in search of breaking the bagel on the left side of the scoreboard. And as I mentioned earlier, we will have just one intermission because of the strength of the schedule. So we will play a short break after this period, and then they'll surface the ice in between the second and third as Orlovsky tried to get that one across. Looking for an opportunity there. Perler back at the top of the line. Orlovsky and Wittenbach down deep. Comes back up for Hagerman. Hagerman right in front of the bench. Tab hits right in. And a shot and a glove save by Peterson on the fall away attempt.
There's been a lot of good looks for the Long Island Gulls. Even when their F1 is out there, they have another forward or two to be ready for the pass backwards, and they had a good setup there, just not able to cash in. But I mean, so far you still love to see that if you're a Long Island Gulls fan.
90 seconds separating us from the quick intermission. Off of the edge of Tardy's stick, no icing. Tardy's going to chase this one all the way down against Gugino. Gugino got the better of that one. Errant pass allows Crayer to pick it up. Crayer comes back, hard shot, save made. Oh, Dylan Crayer might have just had the best look the Saints have had in the entire first period.
Yeah, that was a golden opportunity. Crayer right there for the taking, but another great save on the defense once again from the Long Island Gulls.
Tardy tried to pull the trigger right off of the face-off. May have actually gotten that one on frame. Behind the fogged up glass, because of the humidity, there was a little bit of fog floating around on the ice when we arrived here this afternoon. You can still see just a vague little bit of it. Gave some old Boston Garden Buffalo Odd vibes from the 80s. It is probably 80 degrees outside, 87 degrees outside. And 87 degrees outside and 40-ish degrees inside does not mix.
It certainly doesn't, and I tell you what, we looked out, this past week, because last week it was, freezing. I was shivering, and I couldn't wait to go outside. So luckily, they've made it a little more warm for us to make us a little bit more comfortable. So you can't go wrong with that.
Final 30 seconds of the first period. As that one is picked up by Soma, horseshoed around the backside boards. Saints trying to see if they can just get it out of the zone here. Ingwerson on the far side. DeFeo stops that one at the blue line. Bromley tried to go for a hit. DeFeo bounces one for Anderson. Save made Peterson. Karam's off the boards for Ingwerson, and the horn will sound. Through one period of play in Northeast Pack hockey action, Long Island Gulls 3 goals in the first 5 minutes of the period. They lead 3-0 after one. We'll take the quick commercial break and be right back. You're watching RI Saints Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. Back for the second period of action here on Fans Sports Network. And 3 goals for the Long Island Gulls in the first 5 minutes of the first period gives them the 3-0 scoreline. Peterson continues in net for the Saints. Poke check play from Hornberger right in front. Kicks that one out to the blue line. Opportunity here for Tardy to try to carry it away. Sorry, it's Rhino and Tardy behind him. And Rhino gets pulled down. Penalty coming as Jacob Rhino and Nate Tardy working on that one. And Rhino hauled from behind in a tripping call on the Long Island Gulls. And it sends the 23 of Poole to the sin bin.
Yeah, I think he just got nervous there as Rhino was closing in on a shot on goal, and right there just an easy call for tripping.
Off the sideboards, back for Bond. DeFeo, save Peterson. Bond to Gay, Rhino, Crayer, Tardy working out here on the power play unit for the Saints. Here goes Rhino, and he got that one knocked away from him. DeFeo again with Argentina. Works that one to the side, and a dump and chase will allow the Gulls to make a line change. Anderson and Gugino out onto the ice. Anderson now here as he collides in with Crayer. Crayer corralled that one at the last second. Crayer sends it into the back. Pulled back out by Duguay. Across Crayer once again as he overlaps. Jackson Bates out. Duguay fires, kick save made. Going for Bond on the opposite side. Bates, Bond for the 18 of Tardy. Bounced over top of the stick of Bates, and a high stick is called. We'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play. The 9 from Hollywood, California in the white, red, and blue for the RI Saints U16 side. On the roster sheet is listed by his nickname Ace Bond, and I kid you not, his actual name is James Bond.
Wow. That's pretty cool. James
and he's
Bond.
from Hollywood, California.
I mean, I guess
it is literally the best story that you can write.
I guess when you're born in California, you get those kind of names, but it's quite fitting.
He should be wearing number 7. That would almost be too fitting. But Tristan Hagerman wears number 7, so he wears number 9 instead.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they could allow players with, 3 places, 007 on the
007. Like old
cool.
school XFL style jerseys.
Yeah.
We will see a couple of special edition jerseys as we go throughout the course of the season. But for now, we continue with the traditional home white jerseys for the Saints side. Bromley along with Bolduc and the 17 of Dom Soma as they work with Tegan Ingwerson. And a 4-on-4 now for 15 seconds after the penalty to Chris Pallone. George off of Bolduc's boot, and high stick is the call. Will bring the face-off outside, and the referees not wanting too much extracurriculars going on. Oh, do they? Wait. Oh, no, they did not. I thought he was going to call him for high sticking. That would have been a nice little play.
Yeah, I mean, you're already in a bad position. The penalty kill is, 8 seconds. You'll be able to kill it off and get back to a power play. So the last thing you want is another guy in that box.
Penalty will expire on the right side of the board, and for the next minute 12, the Gulls have a power play against the Saints side. 14 left to play here in the second period. Since the 12-minute mark of the first period, Saints defense at least has kept the Gulls scoreless. Bates, good defensive stop there. Hornberger will hit that one off of the boards all the way down. We're going to get an icing and a stoppage of play. .41 seconds left in the differential.
Now we'll see if the Rhode Island Saints can get back into this. Big hole, still scoreless, but gotta give them credit for the LI defense just getting in there and disrupting.
That one right in front. Sorry to cut you off there. An opportunity for Anderson, as that was a quick bang bang play. McKinnon, Wittenbach holds at the blue line. Wittenbach sent that one back across, looking for McKinnon. Alvlesia inside, nowhere to go. Wittenbach, McKinnon again. 11 seconds remaining on the advantage. High stick not called, as Orlovsky was trying to bat that one down about head high. Wittenbach fires on Peterson, kick saved aside. Penalty expires. Pallone's back on the ice, 5 aside for the Saints. Wittenbach inside. Gulls are going to try to go for a quick line change with the puck still in their own zone. Orlovsky kicks that one to the far side boards. Will be kicked out by Hornberger and will allow the Saints to try to make a line change. Jackson Bates. Bates picked that one up offside. Coming off of the boards was Hagerman and Caleri, and one of the two was on the wrong side of the blue line. Bond kicked back. That one will horseshoe all the way down. Chased right behind the Zamboni Doors Perler. For the Saints, now it's the 7 of Hagerman. Tristan Hagerman brings that one out and a curl around. And it ended up in the breadbasket of the LA Gulls keeper on the attempt from Griffin Davey.
Good save once again, but I think so far the Long Island Gulls have just been very physical, and when they're in their offensive zone, they're ready to strike. So I think that those are one of the key things that have been popping out to me so far in this game.
12:20 left to go until the elongated intermission, where they will bring out the Zamboni and resurface the ice before we'll play the third period of play. U18's to follow as they will take on the Long Island Gulls as well. Slate of games tomorrow and Sunday. It's Northeast Pack Hockey Weekend here on Fans Only Sports Network. You can always check us out on social medias at FOSPORTZ and follow us online at Fans Only Sports. That's fansonlysportz.com. Top line for the Gulls here with Orlovsky, McKinnon, Peterson, wide, Wittenbach. Kick save, and that one will go out of play. We'll go back from whence we came and do it again. Looking for a fresh piece of rubber.
Yep.
.21 of Dylan Crayer. I think he went there against Orlovsky. Shot, score, Tardy! It kicked off of Orlovsky came back from adding Tardy, and Tardy and Crayer have broken the bagel on the left side of the scoreboard. It's 3-1.
Well, that will get you back into it, right? Tardy right there for the taking, and able to just be ready for that bouncing puck, and he was just able to finish off what the Rhode Island Saints were looking for all game, is just to kind of erase that donut and create some momentum, and that play right there will certainly do that for them.
Rhino and Abadianso having a little bit of a tussle with each other. Bolduc is going to pick this one up. Duguay, Bolduc. They work out there with Rhino. Crayer, Rhino cutting through the middle as Tardy on the far side. They kept this line out that just scored. Gulls have not had a goal since 5 minutes into the first period, but they scored 3 of them in that first 5. Here's Rhino with an opportunity ahead. He's got to pull back, gets a little help, hard shot, and a save made after the attempt from Crayer.
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up. It's been a while since the Gulls have scored, that first 5 minutes of the first period, and, just kind of lying away with no score since then. You kind of feel the momentum shifting just a little bit, and now after that first goal by Tardy, momentum now with Rhode Island Saints.
That one caught a rut in the ice because it just slowed right before the end line. Saints thought it was going to be icing, did not cross. Argentina save made. Peterson, second save again by Peterson, and a third save by Peterson, and they finally kick this one all the way back to the blue line. There is a awful lot of snow on the ice right now, most notably in front of the Mount bench, as you can see it start to pile up a little bit on the dasher boards, and it's going to become a factor. This ice will slow down as we play here with 9:53 left to go in the second period, and a little bit of bumping and shoving in the penalty box door. Timeout called by the Gulls. Interesting call with 9 and change left to go here in the second. We'll take the timeout as well and be back. You're watching Northeast Pack Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Hand down. One hand. Up. Up. Flip. I could eat. Slice right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Nine and change left to go here in the second, and the Gulls decided to go ahead and call their timeout now. Up 3-1. The only thing that I could think of is Mount is swinging the pendulum. They have not scored since 5 minutes into this game. Mount defensively has held them out solid and turned around because Matt Tardy put one into the net for the Saints, and the Gulls were trying to take every single second until the referee yelled, "You're going to get a delay of game," and they all of a sudden broke huddle.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the Long Island Gulls head coach is clearly not happy with something, and it honestly may be what you just said. It has been a while since they've scored, so clearly just being able to shift how you've been playing since then is obviously something to talk about and call a timeout.
Hornberger sent that one around. A Gulls player went flying, and then the puck is flown by Poole at Peterson, who will glove that one for the stoppage of play.
Yeah, interesting chain of events. That timeout, you wonder why, with like 10 minutes really in that period, why they call it there. But I think the only thing you can assume is just since they've been playing from that first period on, it hasn't been the same.
Wittenbach. That one was went across for Orlovsky. Rhino pulled that out of the play. Crayer chased it back. Orlovsky got to it. Wittenbach gets run into the boards there by Tardy. Soma in the corner. Takes a whack at it. Doesn't get there. Hard shot. Saved me by Peterson. Good attempt in the corner from Wittenbach. Still behind the Saints net. Hornberger and Crayer battling at it defensively. Wittenbach comes in to try and help out. They've got Guino pinned to the boards, and this is going to go all the way down. Icing will be the call, and my apologies, it was actually Serrata that got pinned to the boards.
Yeah, let's see if the Long Island Gulls can get back to what they were accomplishing in that first period, have a face-off in their offensive zone, and if they can just win this, and try and get back on track, I think their head coach will get back to being very happy with them continuing their success.
Optisano comes in for Serrata on the face-off. Won by the Saints. Quickly moved by Ingerson. Ingerson dumps that one down to the corner. Vates will chase it. Vates flicked that one around the horseshoe. And it bounces off the boards. Nico Bromley for the Saints. Bromley wiped out. No call from the officials. Bond continues this one through for DeGay. Ingerson at the blue line. They get back on side. Gulls will have possession, however. 8 and change left to play here in the second period. Petruso bottled out on the play. DeGay for Vates. Vates trying to push that one forward for Bromley. Nowhere to go. Vates taking exception to Optisano and shoves him into the boards hard. Bromley looking for some help if he can get it from DeGay. Bond at the blue line kept that one in offensively. Delayed offside was called. Negated as Argentina skated out of the zone. Chabrier now back at the blue line. Looks, fires wide and high. Karam inside. Jack Caleri. Caleri tries to see if he can move that one along. He cannot. It sits up. Comes back once again for Caleri. Caleri trying to dance through traffic and poked away. Saints in the midst of a line change. Nowhere for them to go. Matt Bolduc slides that one across for Soma. Soma dumps it into the deep corner. Loop around play from Pallone. Pallone all over top of the stick of Soma, and it comes back. Orlovsky has an opportunity now. Shot wide. Will horseshoe around. Perler won't keep it in. Back into the neutral zone here for the Gulls. 6.5 left to play. They dump that one, and it's taken over by the Saints with open opportunity down the far side line. Crayer and Hornberger, and that one will get shoved in, and now Andriozzi was right on the doorstep.
Should be interesting to see if what the Long Island Gulls can get back into it. I mean, they've had some good looks whenever they're in their offensive zone. They've been able to shift lines, and there's another forward coming in to try and take a shot on goal, so if they can get it back in there. Should be interesting.
6 and change left to play here in the second. Wittenbach Gugino on the backside boards. Orlowski tried to flick that one across, and a high puck will come all the way back into the Gulls' defensive zone. Off the sides of the boards of McKinnon. Past McKinnon, it'll be Hornberger along the backside. Hornberger works there with Bond. Oh, and a whistle and a stoppage of play. And extracurricular is between Bond and McKinnon. Up to Sano and Rhino jockeying with each other. Hornberger along the far side sends that one back around. Crayer will pick it back up. Comes out for Bond to the blue line. Has an alleyway. Does not have an alleyway. That one closed off quickly. Crayer right in front, and an opportunity there for Rhino, and he tried to flick that one up. Could not get it past. Bond back here in the neutral zone. Bond bounces one for Rhino. Rhino, as it goes off of his chest, stays inside with Crayer. Gulls will carry this one out off to Sano. Bounced it off of his boot. Hagerman had it set up. Lissia trying to move it along. Hornberger instead there for the Saints. Pinned along the boards right in front of the Mount bench. Samper carries in with Optisano. Samper dropped, and in the way of that was Griffin Davey. Tab and Bond against Petruso. Back for Samper. Samper fired. Hornberger got in the way of it. Looped around. Karam's off the boards to hit Tristan Hagerman. DeFeo. DeFeo looking, holding, still holding. Sent it across for Samper. Samper will settle that one. Pass in the corner behind the frosted glass from all the humidity, and down for an icing and a stoppage of play. The left and right side glass to our broadcast left and right, and to that extent the glass in the corners on the opposite side of the rink as well too look like we've just taken a hot shower.
Yeah, it does look like that indeed, and obviously with the temperature change it's going to be a lot more moisture coming up in front of the broadcast booth, but I mean, just that one goal to get Rhode Island Saints back in it, but I think right now the Long Island Gulls are still in a comfortable position.
If you just saw that string right there in the center of the screen that's hanging down from the box up top, that is one of our broadcast cables. The humidity in this building is so much that the walls are basically wet and our tape would not stick. So we could not have it. Oh, that one popped in. Odd angle from the corner, and a fourth goal for the Gulls, and peppering the net all day was Wittenbach, and he finally gets one.
Wittenbach just trying to get his team back from what they started, 3 goals in that first period, and able to get another one on the board with just 3.5 in this second period, and that's just a lot, probably what their head coach was talking about at the timeout, you know, trying to sustain what they had started, and that will certainly get them back into what they've been trying to continue in this game.
That is the first goal scored by Long Island since 5 minutes in to this game. Back to a 3-goal lead as Rhino pushes that one all the way down. Whistle and a stoppage of play.
Yeah, right now Rhode Island Saints are in a big hole once again. Hasn't been long since they've seen a 3-score deficit, but if they can get another power play here and there and see if they can capitalize, something that they desperately need at this point.
the mass exodus down the side stairs on the opposite side of the arena was the U18 side as they are headed to the locker room to start getting dressed for their game. Behind the net with 2 and change left to play here in the second is Shabrier. Overlaps with Gugino. Left sitting for Anderson. Anderson swings that one around. Taken away by the Saints. Opportunity in front. Crayer couldn't pull the trigger fully on it. Crayer just absolutely runs in to a Gulls player. DeFeo tried to flip that one to the corner. Hornberger, Crayer, Soma. Long side of the 16 of Jake Rhino. Pollard over top of the glove of Peterson. It's in the net for goal number 5.
Man, I could have swore Peterson was able to glove this one, but I guess it just tipped off of his glove and in the back of the net for another goal. Just really unfortunate turn of events.
Peterson will want that one back. Thought that he had it in his catching glove. It tipped right off the edge of his glove and into the backside of the net. 2 goals here by the Gulls in quick succession in the back third of this second period. Puck is caught in the corner. Hard shot from Pollard again off of Peterson. Samper turns that one back the other way. McKinnon now with an opportunity. Licia left it sitting in the center for McKinnon. Bidiat. That one's knocked down and horseshoed around by the Saints. Quick out to the opposite side, and it's into the penalty box area. And we'll get a stoppage of play.
Good response from the Long Island Gulls. Pollard on that last goal there, and really just being able to continue what they started in the first period, and to be able to get it at the end of the second period is also ideal for them as they're going to head into the third period.
1:13 left to play until we get the longer intermission. For the 5 of Cam Tab. Davey got hit hard from behind. Arm goes up. And McKinnon will tap. And the Gulls coaching staff is a little incensed that one of their players was getting whacked around from behind.
Yeah, Davey took a big shot that time, and I think they're going to discuss it right now, and it'll be a penalty.
The Gulls coaching staff is just furious at the referees for what they thought was a missed call. Poole's going to go into the box. Second penalty for him today. And a power play here for the Saints. One of the referees was trying to signal at the Gulls coaching staff that the Gulls player had fell and was underneath the players. Argentina opposite side. Kick save Peterson. 1:45 remaining in the advantage. 35 left to go here in this second period of play. Crayer carries this one across. Crayer tried to drop Riccardi. Save made.
Saints got the right bounce that time as Tardy was right there in front of the goaltender and just not able to cash in. But I mean, just a great save that time to be able to react to that quickly.
Duguay. Corner for Cryer. Pops over top of Dugay's stick. 1:17. Rhino here in the final 5 seconds of the period. They're going to try to pull a shot off. Duguay has a turn. Score! No. Bond had it go just wide of an open backside. 5-1 after 2. They'll open the doors to the left-hand side and bring the Zamboni out. We'll resurface the ice. We'll get a moment to resurface ourselves. 1:09 of power play time to start the third. You're watching Northeast Pack Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. third period underway here in a 5-1 scoreline for the Long Island Gulls over the RI St. M's in this U16 matchup opening weekend in Northeast PAC play. And 54 seconds of power play time for the Saints to start this period. Poole in the box for his transgressions of cross-checking back before the end of the second period. DeGay tries to push that one around. Back for Bond at the blue line. Bond had it slip past him. Couldn't hold on to Anderson, headed the other way. Tardy and Anderson collide with each other in the corner. One more game to follow us, which is going to be on us. That's the U18 side as they take on the Long Island Gulls as well. Crayer. Soma. Off of Sampere. Back for Wittenbach. Wittenbach split between the wickets. Serrata save made. That's the 30 of Gavin Beal in net now for the Saints in this third period. So the St. Louis, Missouri native will get the third period of action after 2 periods of play by Grady Peterson. Surrendered 5 goals in the 2 periods of play. Charbier. Bates for the Saints. Bounces off of the blue line. Comes back. A return play. Charbier again at the blue line. Wittenbach as he got that one. Comes across from McKinnon. Off of Charbier. Jackson Bates. 2-on-1 opportunity. Bates fires high and wide. Ricochets hard off the glass. Back for the blue line. Orlovsky carries in for the Gulls. Whacked away there by Ingwerson. Inside play past McKinnon. Back again. Wittenbach for McKinnon. McKinnon pushed out of the play. Puck pops up, hits the glass right at the Zamboni doors and comes right back down. Kick save by Beal. May have gotten a piece of it with his stick as well too. One back again. Soma stopped that one right in front of Beal. Ingwerson tries to turn here for the Saints. Bates, nowhere for him to go. Gugino from the blue line. Pollard. Zobidiat. Zobidiat will send that one off of the edge of Beal's stick, and it smacks the backside boards. Bates will fling this one all the way down the ice. Whistle and a stoppage of play with icing the call.
Yeah, at this point, if the Long Island Gulls can just possess the puck in their offensive zone, not even score, I think they can just really just kill clock and carry this one home. But you know, for Gavin Beal, good to get some much needed work at this point in the game, get some action, get your feet wet.
All right, Saints Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network, brought to you by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop, and by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. Hagerman smacked along the back side of the board. Davey. Hornberger for Niner. Niner gets that one forward for Tab. Tab for Hagerman, and it will be corralled. And Chepkus holding on to that one for the Gulls.
I think it can't be said enough that the Long Island Gulls have also played really solid defense. I mean, they're constantly getting physical with the Rhode Island Saints offense and their forwards. So really, it's been a total team effort on both sides.
Rhino. Crayer off of Tardy as it bounces back into the neutral zone. Hornberger corrals it, deflects it off of the boards on the opposite side. Turn back for Anderson. Anderson will get run out of real estate. And the puck will slide right in to the glove of Gavin Beal. And the fog is back a little bit more on the left-hand side of the rink, perhaps related to the doors of the Zamboni area being open in between periods as they were resurfacing the ice. That one slides right back in front. Kicked around the corner. Tardy is able to flick that one out. And an arm up from the referees. And are we going to have a penalty as Rhino was headed without his stick, but it looks like we're just going to get the garden variety icing call.
I thought just for a second you might get a penalty for the Saints. Would have been really key if they got one, but still have to keep playing hard.
Bromley won that face-off back for Bates. Bates looking for Bromley. DeGay to the corner, did not continue on. Bromley gets there. Nico Bromley, inside, and an opportunity right on the doorstep was Ingwerson, could not put it over.
Another great save. The Long Island Gulls goaltender once again really made that save on his back, falling backwards and still being able to get up and get in position. That's the one thing about being a goaltender. You got to be flexible and react to everything.
Flicked along, and another kick save from Chapkas. DeGay dropped that one as they switch sides for Bond. Bond against Poole to the backside boards. Bond and Ingwerson battle for it. Kicks off of the backside boards. Ingwerson tries to keep it in. Saints can. They control the offensive zone here. 12 minutes left to go. There is still an awful lot of work for the Saints to be done to try to get back in to this one. Hard shot from Bond, and that one may have hit traffic before it even got through. Lissia off of Bond defensively. Lissia's all alone in the offensive zone here for the Gulls. Nowhere for him to go as it kicks back once again for the 23 of Jackson Vates. Perler now in the neutral zone, carries it here for the Gulls. Gulls are just going to waste time. 11:20 left to go here in regulation, and they have a 4-goal lead at 5-1. Argentina will get bottled up right in front of the penalty box area. Davey tries to come through, and Griffin Davey, Tristan Hagerman, got bottled up right at the corner, and offside is the call. One more game to follow us here on Fans Only Sports Network in the hockey department, the U18 side for the RI St. M's, as they will take on the LA Gulls U18 side as well. We'll see BK Selects tomorrow in action. And then a triple set on Sunday. Action with the Pittsburgh Pens Elite in the mix of all the things Sunday. You can check out all the schedules through social media. Just go to @FOSPRTZ. That's FOSPRTZ on any of the social medias. Penalty has been called for holding, and it will be against the Gulls. And Gugino is into the box for the second time today, and a 2-minute advantage for the Saints.
Yeah, let's see what Mount St. M's can spew, or the Rhode Island Saints can spew up at this point. They got the power play that they needed. Gugino in the penalty box for the second time today, which is unfortunate, but again, up 4 scores, you can really just forget about it at this point.
Dom Soma after the faceoff win for Vates. Bolduc, and that one may have deflected off of Lycia right in front. Bolduc will chase this one all the way back. They'll wave off the icing. And that is correct, as there is icing even in a power play situation in Academy hockey. One of those modified rules. Bolduc took that one from the 17 of Soma, boxed out by the Gulls players. Back for Ingwerson into the center, Soma, and a whistle, stoppage of play. And are we going to get Matt Bolduc in the penalty box? So Bolduc goes into the box, 2 minutes for roughing. That negates the 107 on the advantage. So we'll play 4 aside for 107 before a brief power play opportunity for the Gulls, who do not even really need it, leading by 4.
Definitely not what they needed, but it's gonna, it's gonna get chippy in the third period, especially when it's a little bit lopsided.
Perler carries that one along the blue line for Petruso. Perler overlaps with DeFeo. DeFeo fires. Beal makes the save. .46 is the differential, and it will be a very short power play.
Extremely, yeah. I mean, must say it has been good to see Beal come in this third period and make some really nice saves. He's been able to react to whatever's come his way, so it's a good positive sign for the Saints.
The 21 of Dylan Cryer trying to get out of the backside zone. Scoots past Tegay. Elliot Tegay is going to go on a foot race. Tegay has Cryer alongside Rhino with him right in front, looking for Rhino, and it scooted past him. Anderson able to clear it out of the zone. Popped up in the neutral zone. Argentina carries here for the Gulls. Dumped down. Puck came free. Mount may have the puck now. Wrap around the backside. And a save by Beal. 47 seconds left, and the advantage now for the Gulls.
That shot right there from McKinnon has just been an example of how quick this Long Island Gulls is ready. I mean, they strike at any point. They're always ready for a setup and pass and then a shot on goal. So, I mean, that's just what we've been seeing today. Then they've been able to execute it better than the Saints.
McKinnon, they sent that one all the way down into the corner. 20 seconds left to go in the advantage. Gulls are just holding it. Wittenbach fires one. Beal makes the save. Came right back for McKinnon. Fired, and a save by Beal.
McKinnon is really making Beal work right now, as just 16 seconds left on their power play, but the more they can just possess that puck in this area of the ice, the better off they'll be.
16 seconds left in the advantage. 8 left to go here in regulation. Arlovsky overrun by Tardy. Bromley trying to get it across the blue line. Bromley does. Penalty boxes are empty. Bolduc is back, and the Saints are 5 aside. Tardy pinned in the corner. McKinnon and Wittenbach has him. Bromley goes in. Bromley got pinned. Now the puck finally pops free. Comes around for Ingwerson. Bounces back into the neutral zone. Saints will have to recollect. Soma got hooked and tripped, and the referee didn't see it. Wittenbach carries. Cross Beal. Kick save behind the net. They battle for it along the Zamboni doors. Still battled. Gulls control it. Back for Samper up top. Wittenbach overlaps with Samper. Wittenbach fires. Beal kick save. And they'll carom it off and back into the neutral zone. That one's high and wide. And a whistle stoppage of play. As that may have been shot from the opposite side of the blue line. It was. Icing is the call. And we'll get a face-off down in the Saints offensive zone. Dom Soma got spun around washing machine style on the far side of the ice, and it was behind the referee. They did not see it.
Very surprised they didn't see that. It was pretty blatant, but obviously their eyes not in the same place.
Just a 2-referee system in academy hockey, unlike the 4 that we see on the ice in the NHL. Normally see a 3-referee system in college hockey. So this going with the 2-referee youth / academy / high school level. Davey, Cam Tab. That one scooted past DeFeo. Niner's going to chase it back. 6 left to go in regulation. Niner dumps that one in. Davey will chase it. Saints would like to be able to try to get one more on the board here at least. See if they can come out of this one with just a 3-goal differential. They're sitting at 4 right now. Goal differential might come into big play when we're talking about playoff seedings come March. Tab. Crayer gets the carom off of the boards. Crayer sends it back on the opposite side. Saints were trying to start to peel for a line change. Got caught a little off guard. Crayer carries this one on the backside. Tardy. Niner inside, and an errant pass creates a goal. They went across the crease, and it was not exactly directed the way they wanted to, and Optisano found a hole.
Yeah, and it happened right on the line change, too. And Long Island Gulls were really just waiting for subbing out players for a different line, and Optisano there for the taking, really just putting this game out of hand.
6-pack of goals for the Long Island Gulls on the day. 3 in the first 5 minutes, then they got held scoreless until late in the second period. Finally picked up a couple. Gave them a 5-1 scoreline. They've added to it for a 6-1. That one from Tardy as Jatka splitting the wickets. Tardy deep in the corner. Tardy. Duguay fired that one through traffic. Hit off of Tardy, went wide. Tardy gets bumped by Pollard into the backside boards. Final 4 to go here in regulation. No doubt about the scoreline. LI Gulls fans will be have a happy start to the weekend. Chabrier sends that one out offside is the call.
What a performance today by the Long Island Gulls. They've just been scoring at will left and right. Their puck movement has been great. They've been connecting on their passes, and it's just really shown out on full display. Constantly they're communicating very well, and the result is on the scoreboard. So Long Island just a dominant performance today.
Saints will have to collect their thoughts after this one and get ready to go tomorrow again. It's a triple header weekend. Ingerson flicks this one deep along with Soma on the ice now. Bromley and Hornberger is the back line. Vates and Ingerson work the front side. Gugino. Pollard. That one will just get sent all the way down. And into the Mount bench. Stoppage of play. Split benches, old school style. Here in Mount St. Charles Adelard Arena, one of the oldest hockey rinks in North America. One of the oldest in the United States. It's on the National Landmark of Historic Buildings, so this arena won't be going away anytime soon. A lot of legacy in the high school program, 32 state championships, most of them under the late Bill Belisle, who won so much for so long and produced so many NHL players. They made a movie out of the whole entire thing, a documentary called Ice Kings, the poster of which hangs in the lobby here at Adelard Arena, alongside what is essentially a miniature hockey hall of fame that involves players like the Schneiders and Garth Snow and many others who have come through the Mount program and gone on to historic NHL careers, including winning Stanley Cups.
It's pretty cool to be a part of history. I mean, being in one of the oldest arenas in North America is something to say, and along with all those players going on to play in the NHL is a cool thing to be a part of.
There is still one person to whom we hear plenty out of if you watch NHL games on television. That's former goaltender Brian Boucher, who was a part of the NBC sports team, now part of ESPN for NHL games. And Boucher is another one of those players who came through the Mount programming on his way to playing for many years for the Philadelphia Flyers and the Arizona Coyotes. Bond for Bolduc as he got a little bit of a push from Cryer. Inside of the final 2 to go, and this one's going to be called for icing. We'll get a stoppage of play.
Yeah, it should be something for Rhode Island Saints to move on. Just bury this one and move on to the next. You're going to have these every once in a while, and it doesn't help to just dwell on certain games like this. Obviously, they made a lot of mistakes, errant passes, a lot of penalties against them, but you're just going to have to move on and bury this one and, go forward.
They'll wave that one off. Tardy tried to do a little poke check maneuver, see if he could get it back for the Saints. Cryer's got it onside for the Saints as it's carried through here. Rhino gets pulled out of the play, and now they're caught a little bit. Good back check play by Rhino. He caught Pollard. For Matt Tardy. Cryer on the opposite side. Tardy is tied up on the backside boards. Popped out right in front of the goal's net. McKinnon will carry this one forward. Off on the side. Pollard once again. Argentina comes in along with Georgian DeFeo along the blue line now for the Gulls. So Pediat down in the corner right in front of the net. Gugino kept that one in. Pediat. Saints trying to see if they can pull it out. They will not. Good kick save there from Beal. comes all the way back into the neutral zone. DeFeo has it in the final 27 seconds. DeFeo, Anderson, save made by Beal. Grabbed by Andriozzi, carried by Caleri, Jack Caleri, and that one was right in front. That was almost an EG to Hendricken connection. The former EG Avenger, Joey Andriozzi, to Giacomo Caleri from Hendricken. And a goal for them would have been awesome to see for the Rhode Island fans. But the horn will sound, and we have come to the end of our first game of Northeast Pack hockey action. It is a final scoreline of 6-1 for the Long Island Gulls, and work to be done between tonight and tomorrow afternoon for this RA Saints side.
Yeah, certainly going to have to be a lot of work, a lot of corrections. You know, we mentioned it, they made a lot of mistakes, commented on a lot of bad passes, but all you can do now is you know, have a short memory and move on to the next one.
Short memory is right. They'll turn around and play again tomorrow afternoon. We'll have all the action for you right here on Fansville Sports Network. Of course, always check out anything on social media at FOSPRTZ. Follow us online at www.fansonlysportz.com. 4 p.m. Eastern Time, or relatively thereabout, Mount U18 side against the Long Island Gulls U18 side. And weekend one of Northeast Pack hockey continues. For Harrison Prey, I'm Matt Jolis. That'll do it for us here from Adelard. We'll see you tomorrow.